This is what smart drivers are picking up. Still overlooked by most, but the window's closing fast. If you're the kind of person who sees value where others don't, this is for you. These aren't appliances with screens. They're machines built to last, with soul, character, and history. And for under 5K, they'll do more than just get you from A to B. They'll make you want to drive. They're not hype cars, they're smart picks, and they're actually great to drive. And after we go through the list, I'll give you some real-world tips on what to look for, what to avoid, and how to make the smartest choice possible. Let's get into it. We start with the Swedish tank that rides like a couch. That's Volvo in its prime. The facelifted S60 and V70 are peak Volvo, before the touchscreen era, before the Chinese buyout. It's what you buy when you want something solid, safe, and quietly cool, without looking like you've given up. Reliability, 4 out of 5. The 5-cylinder engines are brilliant, especially the turbos. The naturally aspirated versions are fine too, just a bit down on torque. Service them right and they'll run forever. Running costs, 3.5 out of 5. Not outrageous, but suspension wear, oil leaks, and electrical quirks can stack up. Commute suitability, 5 out of 5. This is what it's made for. Long drives feel short, the seats are orthopedic thrones, and cabin noise is impressively low. Fun to drive, 2.5 out of 5. It's not a driver's car, but the Turbo 5 is torquey, smooth, and has that signature growl. Handles well enough, but it's tuned for safety and comfort. Availability, 2 out of 5. Facelift models with manuals are rare. If you find a clean one, hang on to it. Appreciation, 2 out of 5. Not collectible yet, but people who know. Turbo models especially earn quiet respect. Avoid the diesels. You're just one faulty injector or high-pressure fuel pump away from paying back all those fuel savings with interest. Be careful with automatics. They need regular oil changes. If there's no proof the transmission was serviced, walk away. Check the suspension. These cars are nose-heavy, and the bushings tend to wear out faster than you'd like. Watch for electrical gremlins. ABS modules, sensors, and warning lights love to act up, and they're not always honest about what's wrong. It's a Scandinavian lounge on wheels. Find the cleanest petrol one you can, turbo or naturally aspirated. Avoid the clapped-out diesels, and you'll have something quietly brilliant, built to outlast the trend chasers. There's nothing quite like a two-door Benz. This generation of CLK hit a sweet spot, after the rust years and before planned obsolescence. Elegant, timeless design, a rock-solid V6 engine. It's a classy cruiser that still feels expensive, even if you didn't pay much for it. The M112 is one of the most reliable engines Mercedes ever made. It uses a timing chain, has a simple design, and is built with quality parts. It's not overly complex. It's not trying too hard. Quiet, refined, and unbothered. And now, I'm about to reveal a hidden gem. There's a secret version of this car, hiding in plain sight. Mercedes actually sold the CLK 240 with a 6-speed manual gearbox. No paddles, no gimmicks, just a proper 3-pedal rear-wheel drive V6 coupe. And the best part, because the CLK 240 shares its architecture with the M113 V8, you can bolt in a V8 and keep the manual drivetrain. It might be the easiest V8 swap ever. Everything lines up, all factory parts. The only trick is fooling the ECU. A manual, rear-wheel drive V8 Benz coupe. No AMG badge, no hype, just a clean swap, and suddenly you've built the car Mercedes never had the guts to make. Reliability, 4 out of 5. The M112 V6 is nearly indestructible, and the whole drivetrain is solid. Just don't cheap out on maintenance. Most components are high quality. Take care of it, and it'll take care of you. Running costs, 3 out of 5. Not scary, but it's still a big V6 and not the most fuel efficient. With 2 spark plugs per cylinder and high oil capacity, expect grown-up service bills. Commute suitability, 4 out of 5. Quiet, comfortable, composed, and surprisingly practical for a coupe. It makes a great daily and a solid long-distance cruiser. Fun to drive, 4 out of 5. With the manual, it's a proper driver's car. Even in auto form, it's smooth, balanced, and handles better than you'd expect. Availability, 3.5 out of 5. Automatics are common. Manuals, very rare. The facelift model is the sweet spot. If you find one, don't wait. Appreciation, 2.5 out of 5. Still under the radar and sitting at the bottom of its depreciation curve. but people are starting to notice. This one's quietly climbing. Cam cover gasket leaks are common. Check for signs of oil seepage around the valve covers. Watch out for the valve radiator. If it hasn't been replaced, it can mix coolant with automatic transmission fluid, and that can destroy your transmission. Check it or change it. Electrical gremlins are part of the package. Window regulators, seatbelt arms, trunk sensors, all known to act up from time to time. The CLK is comfortable, beautiful, and way cooler than people give it credit for. Even in stock form, the CLK 240 with a 6-speed manual is a proper gentleman driver's car. Smooth, balanced, rear-wheel drive, and rare. And if you ever want to go full madman, the V8 swap is sitting right there, waiting. This isn't just a cheap Benz, it's one of the coolest builds you'll never see coming. Next up, we've got the BMW E46 320i facelift, arguably the best-looking 3 Series ever made. The facelifted E46 hit that perfect blend, clean, classic, and still modern enough to hold its own. And under the hood, a smooth inline 6 with just enough power to make your daily drive feel like something more. So why the 320i? Because you can still find clean, unmolested examples without paying the full straight-6 tax. This one's mostly for the EU and UK market, sorry America, but the same logic applies to other 6-cylinder E46s over there. The M54 B22 is underrated. It's not a powerhouse, but it's smooth, responsive, and genuinely nice to live with. It's also efficient for a 6-cylinder and makes a great base for a future 3-liter swap. Think of it as a 330i in training. I recommend the facelifted version specifically. It looks better, drives better, and by this point, most of the early E46 gremlins had already been worked out. Now, this is still a BMW. So before you fall in love, know what you're walking into. If the weak points haven't been addressed, you'll be the one doing them. Reliability, 3.5 out of 5. The engine is solid, but only if the cooling system, the Vanos seals, and the oil leaks have already been addressed. Running costs, 3 out of 5. Pretty fair for a BMW, but if you skip preventive maintenance, it'll bite you. The good news? Parts are widely available and well documented. Commute suitability, 4 out of 5. Comfortable enough for daily use, with that subtle BMW refinement baked in. Fun to drive, 5 out of 5. Perfect balance, rear-wheel drive, and a naturally aspirated inline 6. It's not a rocket, but it's engaging, planted, and just plain fun every single day. Availability, 3 out of 5. They're still out there, but clean examples are fading fast. Good coupes are already being picked up by the smart buyers. Appreciation, 3.5 out of 5. Prices are slowly climbing. Well-maintained 330i models are already expensive. And this is your way in before the window closes. The cooling system is a known weak point. The water pump, expansion tank, and thermostat all tend to fail eventually. If there's no service history, assume the worst. Oil leaks are common. The valve cover gasket and oil filter housing gasket are frequent offenders. They're not hard to fix, but don't ignore them. Vanos seals wear out over time. When they do, you'll get laggy performance and poor low-end torque. Replace them once, and you're done. Keep an ear on the disvalve. If it's rattling or the idle feels rough, it's probably on its way out. The E46 320i is what happens when good design meets real driving feel. No turbo lag, no fake sound, just a clean, balanced rear-wheel drive experience. Find a good one, fix the usual suspects, and you've got yourself a proper BMW, one that's still affordable for now. If you want a car that just works, but still respects you as a driver, this is it. The 7th Gen Accord is the grown-up alternative to a Corolla, without the boredom penalty. Reliable, practical, and surprisingly satisfying behind the wheel. The real magic is the K24 engine paired with a manual gearbox. It turns what looks like a basic sedan into a genuinely capable driver's car. Great chassis, great engine, zero attitude. And if you're in North America, you got the Acura TSX. Same great chassis, just under a different badge. There's also the 2-door coupe version, if that's more your style. It's not trying to be exciting, but somehow, it is. And just for fun, if you really want to see how far Honda took this platform, look up the Accord Euro R. It came with Recaro seats, a close-ratio 6-speed manual, and a 2-liter K20A engine that revved to over 8,000. Type R DNA in a practical family car shell. Reliability, 5 out of 5. The K24 engine is legendary. With regular maintenance, it'll run forever. Running costs, 4.5 out of 5. Very affordable to maintain. Just watch for oil consumption and stay on top of fluid changes. Commute suitability, 5 out of 5. Spacious, comfortable, and efficient. Everything you want in a daily driver. Fun to drive, 4 out of 5. The manual transforms it. It's not very fast, but it's sharp, responsive, and more fun than it has any right to be. Availability, 4 out of 5. There are still plenty around. Manuals are a little rarer, so if you want one, don't wait. Appreciation, 1.5 out of 5. It's not a collector's item, but maybe that's the point. Avoid the V6 automatics. They're known for transmission issues. The 4-cylinder manual is the gold standard. Oil consumption can happen. Some K24s burn a little between oil changes, so check the dipstick regularly. Suspension wear is common with age. Nothing major, but clunks or play in the front end are worth checking. The 7th Gen Accord is one of the smartest choices you can make. No drama, no weird issues, just a well-built, great driving car. Find a clean manual, and you'll understand why some people swear by them. This is the kind of car you buy and then forget what stress felt like. Now, first rule of cheap car ownership. Unless you're doing the wrenching yourself, make sure you know a good, honest mechanic. Not the guy who hears metal on metal and says, they all do that. And here's where most people go wrong. They buy the cheapest one on the market, and they ignore the mileage. Engines might survive high miles, but the rest of the car probably won't. It's not just what's under the hood. It's what the car's been through. Aim for something under 230,000 kilometers, or about 145,000 miles. Bonus points for service history, or at least paperwork that isn't stained with kebab grease. Always leave yourself a financial buffer. Fluids, filters, tires, brakes, maybe a clutch, suspension parts, cooling system work. Sort them once, and you're good for a long time. And get it detailed, inside and out. You owe that to yourself. Pro tip, do the tires match? Still have tread? Do the hood and trunk struts hold? Do the wipers look like they've been changed this decade? Is there any kind of service record? These are signs of an owner who cared. But if you pop the hood and find fluids below minimum, or you see uneven panel gaps, like the car's been T-boned by regret, just walk away. So, got a favorite from the list? Or maybe you've got your own hidden gem we should have included. If this video gets traction, I might do a part 2 with even more great cars worth driving. Or maybe a list of cars under $2,000 for the brave. Drop your suggestions in the comments. Tell me what you'd like to see next. And if this helped you out, share it with someone who needs it. And respect to all the legends who have subscribed. You keep this passion going. Thanks for watching to everyone, and remember to keep the spirit of driving alive.